All right, so y'all gotta excuse all the noise in the background. As you guys, or most of you guys may know, I am a dad, a husband, and a son, and I got all of that going on in this household here. But the motion don't stop, and slow motion better than no motion. But this motion not slow. Anyways, today what we'll be focused on is just trading some information about what's going on in the market, some things that you guys should be aware of. I'm studying the market every single day. As some of you may know, my closest friends, I do share some of this inside scoop with, but they've been knowing about this forever, and you guys are just getting scoops. But, anyways, I do trading, I do cryptocurrency trading. Um, I'm gonna do some more videos about what cryptocurrency is and how does it work and some things that you should know if you are going to decide to get into crypto and all that good stuff. But as of right now, I just want to get into some of these juicy details that's being shared with me from some of the mentors in this space that's helping me trade and be profitable on the signals that I choose to trade on. So just reading from my notes right here. Just reading from my notes. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, the multi-factorial crypto market sentiment analysis, as of right now, is at a 26 rating, which means that it's in fear. Today's fear and greed index is 26. Yesterday, it was 26. Market sentiment remains unchanged, and the market rating is fear. It's the same as it was yesterday. Note the fear index has a threshold of 0 to 100 and contains metrics volatility, which is 25%, plus market value, which is another 25%, plus social media buzz, which is 15%, plus market research, which is 15%, plus Bitcoin share of the overall market, which is 10%, plus Google buzzwords analysis, which is another 10%. So, as we can see, the historical values as of right now is fear 26, yesterday, fear 26, last week at a 48, which was neutral, and last month it averaged at 34, which is fear. Moving forward, Mitsubishi UFJ dollar may fall on further on prospect of rate cut. All right, let's read about this. So, Mitsubishi UFJ says the dollar could fall further after recent declines as the Federal Reserve is likely to start cutting interest rates in September and could signal further rate cuts than previously expected. The analyst said the next set of forecasts for September will show rising unemployment and falling inflation, which will form the basis for the start of a rate cut cycle. They said the median rate forecast for 2024 could rise from one cut to possibly three or four. However, broader geopolitical risk and sluggish German growth should limit dollar depreciation. Mitsubishi UFJ expects the euro to rise against the dollar, euro, US dollar to 1.12 by the end of the year from 1.1035 currently. Mm, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Just checking on some messages that I've seen right there. All right. So let's see this. Let's give y'all the inside scoop on this right here. All right. Uh-huh. Window, entire screen, share. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so we recently just went over the historical values. As of right now, we're looking at Davis Mitsubishi UFJ, right? And then um, we're also looking at analyst. Why I say analyst? Brain fart. All right, analyst. Fed rate resolution may briefly boost Bitcoin. This month's Federal Reserve interest rate decision could have a significant impact on both short term volatility and long term movements in Bitcoin. Analysts say a 25 basis point could 25 basis point cut could herald the start of a typical easing cycle, while a more aggressive 50 basis point cut could lead to an immediate spike in the price of Bitcoin, analysts at Bitfinex said. So, further into this stuff, the governor of the Bank of Japan reiterated that he would continue to raise interest rates if the economy and prices performed as expected. All right, this right here is all about market control and market data. So reading this data right here is it's a significant piece to understanding not only what the market is doing and how it's moving, but two, where you guys stand even as consumers on the board. And sometimes I know that as a consumer, you may not understand everything that's going on right now, but if you delve into this stuff and get further into it day in day by day, it's going to start clicking and start making sense for you, especially if you're being an investor or if you're getting to that point where you're going to be controlling the market. See if I get all right. So let's read about the governor of the Bank of Japan. The Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda will continue to raise interest rates if the economy and prices perform as expected, according to a paper presented to a government panel. Kazuo Ueda submitted the paper on Tuesday to explain the BOJ's Bank of Japan's July policy decision to government panel on economic and fiscal policy. The panel is chaired by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. All right, so the Japanese yen strengthened slightly against the US dollar to around 146.20 following news that Kazuo Ueda had left his stance on rate hikes unchanged. The paper suggests that Kazuo Ueda believes that with real interest rates still significantly negative, the economic environment remains accommodative even after the July rate hike. The paper also noted that the central bank adjusted the level of easing in July as the economy and prices moved in line with the central bank's forecast outlook, and there were upside risks to prices. Pacific Investment Management Company's Japanese subsidiary expects the BOJ to raise rates again as early as January next year. Following this information, we hear about a certain whale withdrew another 322 BTC from Binance, which is Bitcoin from Binance, and has withdrawn 2,322 Bitcoin in the past 5 days. Right? A certain whale/institution withdrew another 322 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to 19.04 million, right? Let's see if I can zoom in with this. Let's see, text size, window, zoom. No, I can't. I want to zoom into it. That's searching. Oh man, I want to zoom into this stuff. All right, so let's do this. Text size. Make text size bigger. Make text size bigger. There you go. All right, we're back on this well, withdrawing so much Bitcoin. It has to give you this question. Why are they doing this? And what's going on? But they withdrew 19 million and some change about 15 minutes ago, and this was as of 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, and that was according to the monitoring of chain data analysts Aftermath. They have now hoarded 2,322 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to $136.1 million in the last 5 days at an average price of $58,604. They now hold a total of 8,881 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to $524.86 million. Talking about what's going on with Bitcoin. Now take a look at the first data release of the week. The S&P Manufacturing Index recorded 47.9, below expectations of 48.1 and below the previous reading of 48. The data suggests that the manufacturing sector weakened abate relatively modestly. The focus was on the ISM Manufacturing Index, which posted 47.2, up from the previous 46.8 and down from the expected 47.5, where the detailed data can be seen in a slightly lower output, higher manufacturing employment, higher inventories, and lower orders in August. So the bright side, this is just information. This is just information. Looking at the data is a mixture of good and bad. But for the current stage, it is a good data. At least the data proved that the U.S. manufacturing sector is growing rather than continuing to decline. At the same time, the theme of this week is employment data. Employment data should not be too bad. Through employment data, where am I? My bad. All right, excuse me for that. It says at the same time, the theme of this week is employment data. Employment data should not be too bad through the first set of data to analyze this week. The current data operation is not too outrageous, but also in line with my expectations. Yesterday is a good set of data. Interestingly, a full 34 minutes passed, 34 minutes after the key manufacturing data was released, before mainstream media Bloomberg updated its latest reading, which was more pessimistic. According to Bloomberg, September was the toughest month in the history of U.S. stocks and was also the month that the S&P and Dow Jones lost the most money on average in the history of U.S. stocks from 1950 to the present historical data. As for today's manufacturing data contracted for the fifth consecutive month in August, reflecting an accelerating decline in manufacturing and orders, which is pessimistic overall, and of course, in line with the traditional impression of U.S. manufacturing. And this week's key data continues to be employment. As visualized in the Bloomberg report, some Wall Street traders have been risk averse, selling out of the market at high prices near the August highs in U.S. stocks. The market is now reacting intuitively with the Russell 2000 falling, followed by the NASDAQ falling and NVIDIA falling among the tech giants. We're in a recession. We're in a recession. The stocks are crashing and they are pulling out. Okay? Reading between the lines. You know, all the majors, all the big guys, they're falling, they're pulling out. You know, it's time to get your stuff together. If you don't have your money right, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, they definitely are. I feel as if they're definitely separating who's on top and who's at the bottom and getting rid of any of the in between. All right. So further into this, the US dollar index remained relatively stable. The 10-year US bond moved slightly higher, and log bonds once again moved higher in price due to increased short-term demand. But rather strangely, the price of international gold followed the decline, which is something I very much don't understand. According to the traditional trend, gold should be rising at this time of the year, not following the decline in the US stock market. It's rare for gold to follow the US stock market lower. Basically, the same kind of event would happen in several periods, namely a liquidity crunch, stronger US dollar rate hike, or policy tightening, global recession, or policy tightening, global recession according to the current situation to analyze. Oh, excuse me. Why I keep getting those words mixed up? According to the current situation to analysts under the elimination method may be left to the global recession this one factor. Just mention that. Shortly before my guy even put out the information about it being the recession, that's exactly what I just said. So this he's dripping it. He's dripping it, and we're going to continue to get some news, some announcements in here, and it's very great. And then I'm hoping for a trade signal shortly after this, so we can make some money today. Yeah. The worst thing a person could do right now is not be informed, not learn what's going on right here in the market. And this information right here, I'm sharing it for free. Some of you guys don't even have the contacts to do so, but this is very important for the day, and I just want whoever is watching to become more familiar with it. All right, now I'm not too sure if this is going to be the last message, but check this out. These are the important news of the day. Please read the news and country policies carefully for their trend impact on the cryptocurrency market. Daily news is screened by me as news that has some impact on the market. If you do not understand what it means, I have explained it below. Some news. Get into the habit of reading the news and you will gradually understand the market. Combined with technical analysis, you can understand the market trend. That's exactly what I started off with from the beginning. I want you guys to understand it. I want you guys to get well informed with it and all that good stuff. All right. So, anyways, yeah, that was a good update and on the news today. Everything that's going on in the market, all of this news that I shared with you guys, this is what's going on in the market. Now, I hope me sharing this with you is very much appreciated. It will help me if you like, share, subscribe to help my channel grow. Obviously, I'm just getting started out. And this is really good, not only just for me, but for you too. I suck in this information, pause, all this information, I soak it up in my head all day, every day. My dad is a heavy investor, not just a hefty investor, but he is a beast, a monster when it comes to financial gains and so forth, and very seasoned while doing so. So I'm up underneath his wing, learning it all, taking it in, soaking it in all the time, and I get to meet some of his friends as he goes through life and getting to learn these things and so forth. And I just have nothing but appreciation for it. But what could I do other than profit from it? And at the same time, come and share it with you guys. So again, it will help my page grow. If you guys were to like, comment, and subscribe. Any thoughts, any questions, any comments, I am receptive to it. I'll check it out. I'll interact. I'll engage and so forth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the information shared today about the market, the stock market, what happened in Japan, so forth, and obviously how it's affecting the cryptocurrency market. That news about that whale withdrawing all of that Bitcoin, wow. That's you gotta wonder what is it going to do to the market. And I'm always thinking like, man, these guys are, that are playing at this level in the ocean. Whoa, right? It's a wowzer effect. And I always want to know what the hell is going on in your head. How are you guys making these decisions, and what and where did it stem from, and all of the in between? I want to know all the juicy details. Let me know what's up. And what's crazy is you may meet some of these guys and they just spill it out. I wonder how much does a wife get? We see what the movies portray. These people that be so focused on controlling the money, they don't be spending time with their families and stuff like that. But for me, I'm like, man, please, I can have a couple hundred, few hundred M's in my or a few hundred billion under my control, and I will still be going hard. Um, and you know, I'll still be going hard in the bed, right, with my lady and all of that, right. And that being said, I have no choice because I'm just that type of guy. I have no choice but to be like, man, babe, this is what's going on. So just imagine what's going on for this guy that has to make these decisions, or this group of people that has to make these decisions, and what happens when they go home and talk to, you know, their children or their wives, how much information that these people get and may or may not care for. You know, like, just imagine that. You know, a little bit of sizzle in the drama side of things, because you know it'd be drama. Like, man, people don't be giving a damn. Like sometimes, when I talk about my wife, really don't give a damn. You know, that's how I be feeling. But then there's a whole lot that she does give a damn. But anyways, you know, I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys something on this YouTube. We've been going for a lengthy minute of time. You know, check me out on Instagram at Delvonte Herndon. That's spelled DELVONTEHERNDON. Delvonte Herndon on Instagram. And also check me out on Facebook. It's the same thing. Delvonte Herndon, and LinkedIn, Delvonte Herndon. If you want to socialize, you want to catch up with me, you want to get some of the drips that I spend or I give out over there and I don't give on YouTube, I'm there. So hit me up. Let's get active. I'm looking forward to meeting a whole lot of you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.